that. That's why.
Yeah.
We cut into the drywall and we found out it's not one layer, but two, all of those things that AI really can't solve for, and only the expert with boots on the ground can, for sure.
Yeah. And one thing that we are probably a little more, a little better protected than you guys in the States have been is our government is and does on a regular basis slap the insurers around the head for bad behaviour. So they're a little bit more subject to public scrutiny, which I think, and being held to account, which I think is a good countervailing force and very necessary. The other thing that we're seeing here too that is a big move is that our government, through the climate scenario, is also looking at restoring more materials, and that we've got triple bottom lines, and that's going to drive a lot of different behaviour from the insurers as well, because they're required by law as of next year to report on the amount of materials going to landfill and all this sort of stuff in their process.
Wow.
Yeah, way. So that's actually going to be a really big change for some of the insurers, because there's people still going on the let's rip everything out and throw it in the bin approach.
Yeah.
Whereas actually people who can actually restore, which they have to some extent decimated by cheap materials and lots of things that are being thrown out. There's a definite move back towards trying to not be as wasteful, and we've also been involved with the association in trying to build in some of the flood-prone areas, in looking at how we can build more resilient buildings. In the sense of things that are easy to clean up when they're flooded, and keep the people living in the town rather than having to be out in temporary accommodation for 2 years or whatever.
Yep.
And I know you guys in Hawaii there have just been through terrible bushfires, but we went through a similar process to here after we had our, a couple, as you're aware, we've had some serious bushfires too, or wildfires as you call them. We've been through a similar process in trying to build buildings if we're going to build in those areas, building them in a manner that is more able to withstand that sort of attack, and you've got much more hope of actually being able to survive personally, and the buildings actually survive in the community, in the environment. So